Hey guys, welcome to MLS Week in Review. It has been a little while. Big week coming up and a big past week for a bunch of teams here in Major League Soccer. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. You had Toronto on Wednesday beating the New York Red Bull and securing their very first playoff experience and just their playoff berth in general. Toronto got a major goal in the 78th minute from Giovinco, who just got off a plane from Italy about an hour before kickoff, came in the 71st minute and really had an impact. Well, if you haven't seen the goal, go look it up. I might even put a link in the description. I haven't decided yet. They really... Great goal. Went past like 4 defenders from the Red Bull and just outside the box just smashed it. Definitely give it a look. The Red Bull didn't play all that well. They're still fighting for a supporter shield position, luckily. They didn't really lose much ground to any of the other teams. They've pretty much guaranteed the number 1 seed in the East, so it's not too big of a deal. Into our next section here. FC Dallas got a couple of results this past week. They played Wednesday, and they played on either Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember exactly, but they had 2 games. They went up and beat Vancouver 2-0. It's really been a Vancouver squad that hasn't played well this past month. Vancouver's been stuck on 50 points for a month or so now, it feels like. You've had Barrios, who's got off to an early goal for Dallas. They had one in the 32nd minute off a lovely touch that came across the box for him after about 3 different passes. Really struck it well. You also had the likes of Ousted for Vancouver. Actually didn't have a terrible game. There was a penalty late that Ousted really just miraculously saved. That Diaz took, but Diaz would eventually get the best of him later in the game, pushing the game to a 2-0 lead in the 52nd minute. So, Vancouver needs to figure out what they're doing if they're going to make a run in the playoff or not. FC Dallas is right up there with the Red Bulls for a supporter shield position. FC Dallas also beat RSL, which pretty much knocked RSL out of the playoffs, sadly for them. Which is kind of a bummer. Dallas got a goal in the 57th minute, and this is all despite the fact that RSL outshot Dallas 19-9. They really pulled the timbers in that kind of assumption and instance. Going into our next set of games here, Portland had an impressive showing. They really had their backs against the wall the past few weeks. They beat RSL on Wednesday 1-0. Really, Adi hit a brilliant penalty shot past Nick Raimondo. Milano worked for the penalty there, got knocked down in the box in a goal-scoring position. So that really helped. It was nice to see that Portland's defense held up. Their new formation, kind of a 4-2-2-2, is really playing dividends with them, letting Nagbe move forward and putting Chara back to play more of a defensive role. It's really working wonders for them. And also, it's letting Valeri roam more often and play the side of the ball he wants. And he keeps Rodney Wallace in the on the pitch as well. So, we also had a huge matchup on Sunday against the LA Galaxy. It was a game where everybody's just raving immediately about this Robbie Keane goal from outside the box. It was a defensive mishap by Portland. They didn't get back. Keane got a good, clean strike on it off the bounce. It was a good-looking goal. However, I would honestly say the other goals by Portland were better. Adi was posting up. He got 2 goals immediately to give them the lead, and then they got a 3rd goal. Specifically, sorry about that. They get a third goal from, it wasn't Darlington Nagbe. It was Diego Chara. Yeah, it was Diego Chara. Audie posts up, passes it to Rodney Wallace. Rodney Wallace gives it a little chip into the middle there, and Chara just jumps out of the gym, heads it into the goal. Yes, I said out of the gym. That's how high he got. I know they're playing on a pitch. Had a great goal in there. Came back. LA Galaxy made it 3-2, and then immediately, well, it was off a great header by Robbie Keane as well. Came back, Nagbe, within the minute, scores a great goal, pulling Ricketts out of goal, getting past him. Easy strike. It was good to see Nagbe get on the score sheet once again. And it was such a game. That was at 4-2. We even got a goal late in the game to push it up to 5-2. And this was all at the StubHub Center for the Galaxy to lose like this, where they normally are big winners. So that was surprising. Moving on to the New England Revolution, losing to Montreal. The Revolution have kind of fallen down in the standings. You'll see that here in a bit. Montreal gets another big win. This is going to push them higher for seeding. You saw Montreal get a great goal from Piatti in the 55th minute. Great long-distance strike. It's probably about 40-50 yards out. You'll have to definitely look that up if you get the chance. So, of note this past week, Orlando beat NYCFC 2-1. San Jose beat Sporting Kansas City 1-0. Toronto lost to the Columbus Crew, which the Columbus Crew guaranteed themselves a playoff spot with this win. Congrats to them. Sadly, though, Kai Kamara got a yellow card, so he will not be playing on decision day, which means he won't get a great opportunity at the Golden Boot. Giovinco's pretty much won it at this point. We will look at that here in a moment. DC United beat Chicago 4-0. New York Red Bulls beat Philly 4-1, and Seattle drew with Houston 1-1. Now, looking at the table coming into decision day this next particular week. Final week of MLS. In the West, we have FC Dallas at 57, the Galaxy at 51, Vancouver and Portland now both at 50 points. Portland's jumped above the red line a little bit further, distancing themselves. If they get a point against Colorado, they will in fact make the playoffs. If they win, get 3 points, you could see them as high as the 2 seed, depending on how other things play out. Seattle's at 48. Sporting Kansas City is also at 48. San Jose is at 47, Houston at 42, RSL at 41, and Colorado at 34. Looking at the East, the New York Red Bull are at 57, tied for the lead for the Supporter Shield with FC Dallas. DC United is at 51, the Crew are at 50, Toronto's at 49, Montreal's at 48, and the New England Revolution are holding on at 47. Orlando City is knocking at the door at 44. Something crazy may happen. Maybe the Revolution lose by 6 goals. Maybe Orlando wins by 6 goals. All of a sudden, the goal differential makes the tiebreaker for Orlando City to get in. Not impossible. Crazy things happen in the MLS. You have NYCFC at 37, the Philadelphia Union at 34, and Chicago at 30. Now, looking at your final standings for the Golden Boot contender, Giovinco's going to win it. He has 15 assists this year. That is the tiebreaker for the Golden Boot. Giovinco's at 22 goals. Kai Kamara's at 22, but he is suspended for their decision day match. Robbie Keane is at 19. David Villa is at 17. And Kyle Larin is at 17 as well. Giovinco, great season. There's a good chance he's going to extend his lead this particular weekend as well, because he seems to just bang in goals like it's nothing. So, you have been watching the MLS Week in Review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being you. Coming up, we have Decision Day. I will be covering that next week. And we shall see you on the other side of the pitch. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me at The Analyst 32 on Twitter. Have a good one.